Tonight about beautiful jewelry from J. King. Are you doing a little dance over there? I missed it. Did you get your little groove on?
Dance of joy.
That's because he's got 30 minutes, 35 minutes to go.
We still
and he's
got
like,
cool
I can
stuff
finally
to show.
rest. We do. We've got a great wrap up to this portion of our Tucson event. So here's something we're going to finally get to.
So the turquoise is sold out. All we have is the colors of opal and the rainbow calsilica. Give everybody a heads up here, okay? Rainbow calsilica. This is one of the last few. I have a few hundred pounds of this material left in the warehouse, okay, in my collection. I don't have any more of the rough. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get any more of the rough. So this might be one of the last few times that you get a chance to actually get this particular material. Okay, honest to goodness, it might be the last event. We might, you know, with a couple hundred pounds, I could maybe make a ring, or I might be able to make a pair of earrings or something, but I certainly could not do anything of this size and this caliber.
Okay, two different sizes on this. A small medium fits up to a 6 1/4 inch wrist, and the medium large goes up to a 7 1/4 inch wrist. And everybody basically has gone nuts when he decided to do a bangle that has the hinge. In the past, he's done a carved bangle, a regular bangle, and you had to shove it over your hand, and it was kind of frustrating because, you know, you couldn't get over the knuckle, or if you did, it might be too loose on your wrist. So he went back to the drawing board and he said, I'm going to recreate the bangle because, quite frankly, it is one of the most wearable and most versatile of all jewelry pieces that we could have. You know, we love our bangles. They're fun, they're playful, you put them on, they're easy to wear, and he decided to recreate it. So by hand, all sterling silver on the interior, completely smooth, so beautifully finished, and then inlaid around it either the opal or, of course, the rainbow, which is extremely difficult to do. He also created a comfort bangle. This totally glides on your wrist. It doesn't catch, it's not annoying, it's not too heavy, and yet, Jay, it's a very substantial piece.
If you look at this and how, you know, the art that goes into this, these are all hand done. So it's all the silver work, just the silver work alone. If you have this too, this isn't some little tinny piece, okay? And then, but here's what's difficult with the rainbow calsilica and any of that. See that's all three-dimensional inlay. So all that has to be rounded over. It's three-dimensional. When they do this on the bottom of the inlays, they actually have to cut that, right? They have to cut it to go round. So they can't cut it flat. They have to cut it to where it has a curve on it. So it takes a lot of time.
Also, too, wait, Jay, explain to you.
Effort.
The inside of the circle is smaller than the outside. So they have to cut it at a diagonal, and then it's all got to fit.
Right. They have to cut it at a taper, and then they round off the bottom, and then each one of those pieces are fit just like you would a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle. So in this case, the silversmith makes the bracelet, makes the cuff, they make the base, they give it to the inlayer. The inlayer takes it, and then they inlay. Our inlay is so good, just like the rainbow calsilica. I dare you see where the patterns are where they intersect, right?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. You can even take your finger, run over it, and you can't find the seam.
Right. You can't even feel it.
You can't feel the seam.
Yeah, that's crazy, and that's a sign of impeccable quality. Why, Jay, do we normally not see jewelers even bother to do this?
Well, number one, a lot of people, I mean, they just don't have the skill. They don't have the craft, you know, trade craft to be able to do it.
Right.
It took us a long time. I mean, you have to understand, most of the silversmiths have been with me for over 20 years, the same thing with the inlayers. And then I have other people that have even worked for me for longer than that, you know, that have been with me almost from day one. Yeah. So, you know, these are things that there's no official school that I'm aware of anyway that teaches it. It's either self-taught or it's handed down, and then they develop. Just like anything, I mean, every year we get better and better and better and better at what we do. Yeah. But that's because our people learn more and more and more, and so we're able to do different things. And what's really cool about what we do, see, we don't have any big gearing up. There's no machinery where we make all these dies or anything like that. Right. It's all done by hand. So, you know, tomorrow I could decide that I'm going to change up my line and I'm going to do something totally different. Right. And all we do is I would go in and say, okay, instead of making this, we're going to make this. And they go, okay, and they make that. Okay. I mean, that's how simple it is. Right. It's not like we have to retool. Right. Okay. Right. So it's all, you know, that's true hand craftsmanship. Well, and it's also too a lost art, if you ask me. There's very, very few jewelry houses that are still doing things by hand. Right. Because or do it old school. They do it old. It's totally old school, and yet you'll appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into it. You'll see the quality. All right. It's got an automatic hinge with a magnetic closure. It's just the perfect bracelet. We have 2 colors left, and of course we have 2 sizes as well. All right.